Aloha, everybody. It is I, the Great Clement, and this playthrough is a bit late. As you could probably tell by the fact that Street Fighter and Mega Man are celebrating their 25th anniversary at the intro of this game, and they are both 30-year-old franchises now. What happened was, when this game released back in December 17th, 2012, my computer was really crappy, and this game had really odd issues recording with certain programs like Fraps, where I'd get to Blanka's stage, and the game would just chug horribly. It would run really, really slow, and I couldn't record it properly. And then I decided to go after Mega Man Legends, Mega Man ZX, Mega Man ZX Advent. So this game sort of got pushed to the back burner, and it wasn't until recently I remembered that, oh my god, I can record this thing now. I never did tackle this game before, did I? So, why not? Crash Twinsanity will be coming out next week. This playthrough is only 3 parts long. But in the meantime, let's look back on this PC-only Mega Man game that was developed by one guy and is technically, officially a Capcom title. Technically, kind of, sort of. But it pits our favorite blue bomber, Mega Man, against a whole bunch of Street Fighter characters. What's the story? M. Bison's bad? Mega Man's entered a fighting tournament? I don't know, there's not much of a story. I'm just taking on a whole bunch of Street Fighters, and then we're going to take on the big bad Shadaloo Kings at the very end. So let's get into it. I really like that. I love the fact that there's a lot of Mega Man music incorporated into Street Fighter music throughout this entire game. A lot of fun references if you're a fan of both franchises, and I am a fan of Street Fighter. Not many people know that I do play Street Fighter games in my spare time. I haven't really uploaded a video about it or anything, because, you know, what would I upload? Me playing through arcade mode with my favorite character, M. Bison? Unless it's Street Fighter 3, then I play as Urian. I like the bad guys, okay? I like the bad guys. I also like charge characters. But, as you can see here, folks, Mega Man has the slide. He has the charge shot. This is not like Mega Man 9 and 10, where all he could do was run and jump and shoot. So we do have all of that available to us. But here's the interesting story about this particular game. This is technically a Capcom title, and this game was offered for free to fans. I didn't pay a cent in order to play this game, and neither did anyone else. This game is actually still available on Capcom Unity's website. If you go to Capcom Unity/Mega Man, their main Mega Man page, you will find the game is still available for download if you so want to play it. So I'll add the link in the description of this video if you're curious about trying this game yourself, and not if you want to see the ending before waiting for my next 2 parts. Then give it a shot yourself, because you might enjoy this one. But this was designed by one person. I'm probably going to butcher his name horribly. His name is Xiaozong Hui. He goes by the alias Sonic. I can't escape Sonic, Jesus Christ. Actually, before I get into that, Chun-Li. I'm taking on Chun-Li first because I think she's the easiest boss. This game has an interesting gimmick where there are secret hidden bosses depending on how well you do this game. So if you beat a boss with full health, that counts as a perfect. If you score 4 perfects with the 8 Street Fighters that you start off with, and don't lose any of your continues, or if you don't have to continue, if you don't lose all your lives, then you have a chance of taking on a secret final boss. So, Chun-Li is a good one to start off with if you don't have anyone's weakness. Her moves are pretty predictable, and I find it easy to get a perfect with her. Booyah! Perfect! So I would definitely recommend Chun-Li for your first fighter. She tends to do a lot of slow walking, a lot of multiple kicks where she just stands in place. If she does her little spinning cartwheel kick thing, you can actually slide under that, even when she's low along the ground. You can slide under it or jump over it if you so desire. But by defeating Chun-Li, we get access to the lightning kick, which allows us to do a melee attack to things very close to us. Not my go-to weapon, but I still prefer it a lot more than, say, Top Spin from Mega Man 3, so hey, I'll take it. But, yeah, this game was developed by one person who goes by the alias of Sonic. Apparently he went to EVO one year, and he found the Capcom Unity guys, and he showed them this game he was making. Like, this game was in development long before 2012. I think if you actually look up the programmer's YouTube page, you could find videos of this game from like 2008, 2009, even before, you know, games like Mega Man 10 came out. And one thing I like about this game is that there are some Mega Man 10 elements where if you switch the powers on the fly with the shoulder buttons, at least that's how I set it up on my controller, but if you switch weapons on the fly instead of doing it on the menu, you actually get this little window above Mega Man's head showing the power that you're cycling through, just like it was in Mega Man 10, which is a nice little quirk that I really enjoy. They also did that in Mega Man 8, the D-Make, that fan game as well, when that came out after Mega Man 10. And I don't know, that's one little quirk about Mega Man 10 I always enjoyed. I'm going to pick up extra lives because those are kind of important with this run. If I can't manage to get a perfect with some bosses, I tend to let them kill me and so I can get full health again, and then try to perfect them again. So it actually helps to have extra lives. But again, you can't take on the secret final boss if you lose all your lives. If you go to the continue screen, then that boss is unavailable to you from that point onwards. So don't lose all your lives, okay? This level has a whole bunch of Shadaloo Joes, or whatever the fuck their names are. And, again, they just shoot one big laser, you dodge out of the way, charge shot, they're done. But anyway, he showed this game at EVO to Capcom Unity, and I guess because a whole bunch of games were cancelled, like Mega Man Universe, Mega Man Legends 3, and this is actually the reason they gave in their little interview, like, reveal of trailer. Like, they felt bad that, like, a lot of Mega Man games were cancelled, so, like, the Capcom guys over in the US basically offered this game completely for free on their website. They helped Sonic develop this game, helped market this game. They helped him with a whole bunch of assets here and there, and yeah, this is the game we have for you. So it's technically a fan game designed by one person, but there is a lot of Capcom support behind it, and I think it's absolutely pretty damn fun. It's a free game, and, you know, you get your money's worth, I guess. I mean, I don't think this is bad at all. I actually think this is a better game than Mighty No. 9. I know, I'm being a jerk again. I don't even hate Mighty No. 9, but... But as a fan of Street Fighter, I actually very much dig all of the nostalgia that this game has to offer. I dig the music. The music in this game was composed by Luke Esquivel, I hope I said your name right, who goes by the alias A-Rival, and the music is so damn good. I really love how they incorporate Mega Man music into the Street Fighter music. I love the remixes of stuff like... This is Crimson Viper's theme. Her character was introduced in Street Fighter 4, and this 8-bit Mega Man version of her track is so fantastic. Anyway, I'm always going to be going in weakness order, like I always do with my Mega Man Let's Plays. Crimson Viper is weak to the lightning kick, but that means you have to get up real close to her, and she tends to shoot a whole bunch of lasers. She tends to jump up and use her flame feet to attack you. She likes to ground pound and create fire waves where you're standing, so you gotta watch out. Look out for the little red hitboxes that show up underneath Mega Man's feet. Jump when appropriate in order to dodge it. She's not a character I would go for first. She's actually the one I usually take the most damage from, honestly. So I never go after her first, and I'm not going to be going for perfects with her, usually. I can get perfects with Chun-Li, Dhalsim, sometimes Blanka, and also Ryu. I have gotten perfects with Urien and Rolento once, but it sort of depends how lucky I am on that given playthrough, I suppose. But by defeating Crimson Viper, you get Optical Laser. That is the best ability in the game. Not only is it super strong, you get a lot of it, and it usually one-shots most enemies, especially a lot of those samurai guys who become invulnerable for a short period of time, and then you have to sort of wait and dodge their little ground pound attacks or their little gust of wind attack that they do in Ryu's stage, and Optical Laser can handle enemies like that like it's nobody's business, and I would absolutely recommend it. I love that little bit when the stage started up. We heard Snake Man's theme at first. It was going and then it goes right into Dhalsim. The music in this game is really, really, really damn good. I mean, God. Fan game or no, I think the music in this is phenomenal. It sounds like Mega Man music, but it also sounds like Street Fighter music, you know? Every time we get a weapon demonstration, we're doing our moves to the resident joke character, Dan Hibiki, who wears a pink gi, and I believe he's supposed to be a reference to King of Fighters character Ryo. I might be getting that name wrong, but the theme that plays when you're getting a weapon is actually the character select theme from Street Fighter Alpha. So, yeah. Dhalsim stage, it has these, like, turban enemies who can be kind of annoying in your first playthrough because you'll think to, like, run around and constantly move all the time. But it always hovers just high enough above your head that all of the energy balls it circles around itself will be under you. And then you just wait, charge up your buster, shoot the turban as soon as the energy balls are all gone, and then you're pretty much good as gold, you know. The spinning blades cannot be damaged when they're spinning, but when they stop, then you can shoot them with pellets or a charge shot and all of that jazz. Energy tanks are very essential when it comes to getting a perfect in this game. And there are no shop features in Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. I can't go to Dr. Light's lab, I can't find bolts and, like, buy a whole bunch of energy tanks. You also can't replay levels. So if you want to get energy tanks and you want to hold on to them for, like, the big final levels with M. Bison and stuff, there's only, like, 6 in the game you can pick up, really. There's one in Chun-Li stage, there's one in Crimson Viper stage, there's one in Dhalsim stage, there's one in Ryu stage, and then there are 2 in Balrog and the boss rush levels. As far as I know, there are only 6. Maybe there's a 7th one I'm not familiar with. But those are the only 6 that I'm familiar with. But yeah, Dhalsim stage has a lot of dead ends that lead you to nothing, so kind of an interesting design for a Mega Man level. I mean, it's just dead ends. There's only one pathway that really takes you to an energy tank, but I just love Dhalsim's theme song. I should mention, if you're trying to get perfects on bosses, you have to have full health. It doesn't matter if you take no damage. Like, if I go into Dhalsim's fight with, like, half health, and then I beat him completely without getting a single scratch, that does not count as a perfect. The way this game dictates perfects is that you have to have health. You have to have full health by the time the fight ends. And if you don't, well, then that's not a perfect. Alright, Delson, let's see what you got. You're weak to Optic Laser, so I'm just going to keep spamming that on you. And you can just keep shooting fire. Okay. Wow. Dhalsim, I don't know what to tell you. That was kind of shameful, man. Kind of shameful. I decided to refight Dhalsim just because there is a lot more to this boss fight, and that was the first time I ever saw him just stand there and spam fire. This is what Dhalsim does normally. He likes to teleport, he likes to slowly dive to the ground, and if you're close, he can get very grabby with his long arms, and he can also slide towards you. So you're encouraged to be very far away from him, but the way the arena is designed, you know, because there's a big opening in the middle and like 2 steps on the left and right, it's actually really easy to get super close to Dhalsim's arms, and it can be a little bit claustrophobic, but he is the slowest boss in the game, I would say, because of his dives and the way he teleports and hangs in the sky when he like extends his arms and stuff. Dhalsim can be handled rather nicely. By defeating Dhalsim, we get Yoga Inferno, which shoots this little flamethrower that we can actually move up or down with the control pad. It doesn't just shoot straight ahead. If we want to shoot upwards, if we want to shoot downwards, just move the control pad, and that's how that works. But yeah, folks, this playthrough won't be long. It's only 3 parts, and I'm going to gush more about Street Fighter when we come back in part 2.